Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government is committed to protect minimum support price. Naga civil society groups and church leaders resolved to fight for an honorable solution to the Naga tangle. COVID-19 recovery rate in the country reaches 87.56%. In Northeast also the same trend continues. In Assam, Chief Minister Khawananda Hunwal today reviews status of implementation of the Assam Accord. And in sports, Kidambi Srikanth storms in the quarterfinals of Denmark Open. Good evening viewers, welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Hansraj and now the details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the government is committed to protect the minimum support price or MSC and government procurement of crops, which he said are the essential components of food security. Taking part in a program on the occasion of World Food Day, Modi released a commemorative coin of 75 rupee denomination to mark the 75th anniversary of Food and Agricultural Organization or FAO today. He also dedicated 17 recently developed biofortified varieties of 8 crops to the nation. Drinking water through Jal Jeevan Mission, construction of 11 crore toilets, immunization under Indradhanush Mission, availability of 1 rupee sanitary pads and focus on girl education were pushed to bring holistic well-being for everyone in the country. Prime Minister said till 2014 only 1 variety of seed was made available to the farmers. However, the government has in the last 6 years introduced 45 new varieties of seeds in the country. Modi said till 2014 only 11 states in the country had implemented the Food Security Act. The current government, he said, has implemented it for all the states and union territories. The Prime Minister also thanked the Food and Agricultural Organization for declaring 2023 as the International Year of Millets and said that the declaration will further help small farmers.
वहीं दूर सुदूर गरीब से गरीब तक पहुंचने में सरकार की बहुत मदद की है.
Greeting the elite National Security Guards or NSG on its raising day today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a tweet said the force plays a crucial role in the security dispensation in the country. Associated with utmost courage, gallantry and professionalism, the country is indeed proud of the NSG, the Prime Minister added. The consultative meeting of Naga political issues called by the government of Nagaland at the Nagaland Civil Secretariat Conference Hall, Kohima on 15th October unanimously adopted several resolutions for the unity of the Naga race. Appreciating the government of India for acknowledging the unique history of the Nagas and recognizing the Naga issue as a political tangle, the resolution acknowledged the sacrifices and contributions of the nationalist workers in the course of the Naga political journey and towards the Naga political settlement. Another resolution expressed gratitude to the civil societies and the church for consistent support towards the Naga cause and making constant efforts towards reconciliation and oneness, affirming the commitment to continuously work towards a political settlement based on Naga historical and political rights to determine the future. Urging the Naga political groups to honor and respect the covenant of reconciliation and maintain the sanctity of non-violence in letter and spirit for a shared Naga future. Another resolution appealed to the negotiating groups to come together under a spirit of oneness, mutual trust and understanding with sincerity, commitment towards achieving one solution for one people as early as possible. As far as India is concerned, in terms of the pandemic, active cases have reached 8,04,528, even as the number of cases cured has topped 64,53,779. The death from the dreaded affliction across the world has topped 1,12,161. While the tumult of the coronavirus pandemic has cut a swath across the northeastern region, Assam has recorded 28,804 active cases. The cured cases account for 1,69,335. The tally for the dead has reached 843, close on the heels of Assam. Tripura has 3,105 active cases, even as a discharged accounted for 25,765 with a dead tally of 323. In terms of Arunachal, active cases in the state has touched 3,052, while the number of discharged are 9,889. The death tally is pegged at 30. In Manipur, active cases are 3,193, even as active cases stand at 11,081. The death number 104. The abode of the clouds, Meghalaya has recorded active cases numbering 2,445, while the cured number 5,646. The death tops at 73. There are 1,453 active cases, 6,017 discharged, even as the dead account for 22 in Sikkim. And in Sikkim, the active cases are 312, even as the cured account for the 3,129, and the death tally at 59. Active cases in Mizoram account for 108, discharged topped at 2,121, even as the dead accounted for is 0. The number of COVID cases in Assam has recorded a receding trend. Assam Health Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma said in a tweet, stating that 35,040 were tested for the virus. Dr. Sarma said that out of the total, 769 were found positive. Patients under treatment in the state account for 28,804, even as 1,69,332 have been cured. Till date, the total number of people afflicted with the coronavirus has topped 1,98,982, the minister added. Yesterday, 9 corona patients succumbed to the affliction. Dibrugarh and Jorhat accounted for 2 deaths. Saraido, Tinsukia, Kamrup Metro, Lokhimpur and Honitpur districts accounted 1 each. While the world is in awe over the unmitigated existential assault by the coronavirus pandemic, the number of cases world over has touched 3,92,30,164. While recoveries have topped 2,94,10,149, the tally for the death has reached 11,03,724. Over 10,28,000 samples were tested for COVID-19 in the country in the last 24 hours. With this, the cumulative testing figure has risen to over 9,22,54,000. The central government and the Indian Council of Medical Research have scaled up the testing infrastructure in a calibrated manner. India's testing capacity has touched 15 lakh per day, ensuring easily accessible COVID-19 tests for all. The Health Ministry has said that very high levels of testing lead to early identification, prompt isolation and effective treatment of COVID-19 cases. It said this also leads to low fatality rate. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal today reviewed the status of the implementation of the Assam Accord Department at Khanapara in the city. Sonowal said that the Clause 6 of the Assam Accord is publishing a book on the clause tracing the contents from as early as 2016, stating that his government was committed to implement the accord in letter and spirit. The Chief Minister said the people have distrust in his government. Ace Indian shuttler Kidambi Shrikant stormed into the quarterfinals of the Denmark Open with a straight game win over Anthony Joshua at Odense last night. Back in action after a 7-month-long coronavirus-forced break, the 5th seed Indian took 33 minutes to get the better of his Canadian opponent 21-15, 21-14 in the men's singles second round match of the Super 750 tournament, the only event happening this year in Badminton World Federation's calendar. Shrikant, a former world number 1 and currently ranked 14, will next face the winner of the other second round match between second seed Tian Chen Chao of Chinese Taipei and Ireland's Nath Nguyen. The other Indian lecturer bowed out of the tournament after losing to local player Hans Christian Slobag Vittinquist 21-15, 7-21, 17-21 in the second round. The Assistant High Commissioner of Bangladesh, Dr. Shah Mohammad Tanveer Mansoor, had a meeting with the Mankachar Trade Association at the Sahapara Border Security Force Auditorium on the Mankachar district in Assam. Discussing at length the ambit of the bilateral trade lies between India and Bangladesh, the interaction stressed on removal of barriers and obstructions to an effective and dynamic concourse in commerce between the two countries. The Assistant High Commissioner, Fetat Zakir Hussain, Razib Islam, Abdul Basit Ahmed, among others, with Gamusa for the key role they enacted in the pursuit of bilateral trade between the two nations. The problem of unemployment, which has doubled with the pandemic, is causing concerns among few leaders who fear that without timely intervention, the situation may lead to unrest and instability. Stating that there are not less than 20 to 30,000 educated unemployed youth and another 5,000 to 6,000 have returned. Nongkrem MLA and Chairman of the State Planning Board, Lambor Malningyang, said that he has already discussed the issue with the Chief Minister. He said unemployed youth are getting frustrated as despite being educated, jobs are scarce and supporting their family is becoming difficult. The Meghalaya and Greater Progressive Hawkers and Street Vendors Association, with collaboration with NHM and Government of Meghalaya, recently organized a 2-week-long training on COVID-19 at Usoso Tham Auditorium to sensitize and educate its members on behavioral changes as a means of protecting oneself and others from COVID-19. The training was conducted in 2 sessions with 30 people per session. The training is expected to benefit more than 3,000 people as those trained were asked to impart their knowledge to their family and friends. And to end the news, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government is committed to protect minimum support price. Naga civil society groups and church leaders resolve to fight for an honorable solution to the Naga tangle. COVID-19 recovery rate in country reaches 87.56%, and Northeast also the same trend continues. In Assam, Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal today reviews the status of implementation of the Assam Accord. And in sports, Kidambi Srikanth storms into the quarterfinals of Denmark Open. Ahead of taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain social distancing, frequently use soap and sanitizer, and properly use the mask for your own security. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.